General Manager of the St. Lucia Air and Seaport Authority, Darren Snack, has announced that work on the Hewanorra International Airport redevelopment project will officially commence this week. Aviation Minister Guy Joseph is a staunch proponent of the US $175 million development. While he does not have direct oversight, Joseph is very enthusiastic about the start on the much-delayed project.
I think especially in this downtime that we are in with no flights and no major issues as far as the traffic is concerned, that now is a good time to capitalize and get this project really going. And as we have seen, most countries around the region, they are using construction as a stimulus to help drive activities within the economy during this slow period, given the impact of COVID on all of the economies of the region.
Critics, including the opposition, have pillared the Ellen Chasney administration for its concentration on capital works projects like the massive HIA project. They contend that the focus should be on propping up support programs for out-of-work St. Lucians deeply affected by the pandemic. But Joseph argues that the naysayers have not made a persuasive argument.
If you have a project approved that is going to be job creating, that's going to be revenue generating in the future and all of this, and you cannot use the money otherwise, because I think the discussion at the time had more to do, well, why should we spend the money to do this? Can we not use the money to do other things? What are the other things that you could use the money to do? You could not use the money to pay government salaries. You could not use the money to go and do other government projects. So at the end of the day, what is the best decision to make? And the best decision is to allow the project to go through. It has its own revenue stream. And if the project was not allowed to go through, the loan would be cancelled. It's not something where you would have the new loan.
Joseph accused the opposition St. Lucia Labour Party of peddling misinformation. He insists that the government's loan-financed model is a better option than the previous administration's IFC public-private partnership.
If we had the IFC arrangement, you think we could go to the IFC and say, you need to repurpose these monies and we no longer build in the airport? Then you would have had a private investor or a private developer owning the project at the airport. You would not have been able to have any discussions with them whatsoever. And remember, we would be paying this private developer between 55 and 60 US dollars a head for every tourist that was coming or every passenger that came in on the island. Under our present arrangement, only $35 is allocated per passenger towards the airport development. And we can still pay the airport in a lot less than the 30 years that was earmarked.
The minister not only questions the motive of opponents of the current government's HIA model, but their acumen.
When I hear these types of discussions, I know these people are either being mischievous or they are clueless about how to develop things and to make it successful.
Slasper says the project will kick off with site hoarding of about 55 acres and the relocation of just over 20 existing airport services this week. According to the Port Authority, this component is part one of a four-phased approach and is expected to last approximately 4 months. The foundation aspect of the project, which involves the driving of more than 3,000 piles, will be launched simultaneously. The agency says the airport construction is being undertaken by Taiwan-based Overseas Engineering and Construction Company, OECC, with project management, engineering and oversight by Miami-based CBRE Hewinorra. Colby DeVoe, HTS News Force.